Hey guys, All Stars is wrapping up, and I am joined by a man who just stumbled off of the stage into this room. Yeah, that's why. I mean, you have all the stuff. You have like
I've got the whole get up still. I've got like one more segment I have to do, which is the closing ceremony.
What's happening in the closing ceremony?
Probably an interview. Okay. Probably a really awkward, video game interview, as they all are. But we're learning. Yeah. We're learning.
That's my forte, so I can appreciate that. Like a connoisseur of a fine wine, right. I can really enjoy the awkward video game interview. Speaking of awkward, your hair is pink at this event. Dash.
Yeah. Purple. Okay. Well, come on now.
I mean, some of the lighting in the outdoor area, and I think some of the rainwater that's fallen down on it, it's starting to turn a little lighter.
Yeah, it is actually pretty astonishing what different light does to the hair. But I've had some people comment pink. It is purple. I will attest to its purpleness. But
now I saw you a week ago, and your hair was it was definitely like a purple pinkish, but it was not this dramatic of a color, and also I felt like it was like a little bit less color. What has happened since then?
So I'm not really sure. It's definitely faded a bit. I mean, the original colors that were used were violet and orchid, or the two purples that were used. And as it's faded, that's probably where it's adopted the majority of the pinkness that you're seeing. Yeah. But I've had it dyed for almost 3 weeks now. I had it done like right before Thanksgiving, and surprisingly, the color is holding as much as it is. Yeah. But I'm happy with it. We'll see. I'm excited to see if it fades to like a white or like a gray, since it was bleached, what that looks like. Yeah.
So if a aspiring League of Legends, host and analyst desk man is interested in replicating what you have, it's violet and orchid.
Violet and orchid are the two colors. Okay. I don't know the brand though, so I can't help you there. Okay. But and I also had somebody do it. I didn't do it myself, which would be my suggestion to other people.
What has this event been like for you? Because you are normally, like, literally, I remember talking to you at Worlds, and there was a scene that made it on Reddit where you were like, no, that's not an acceptable answer, right? And you were so serious on the desk. Yeah. Here you've become like Caster Jung meets WWE, like host man. So how? I mean, what inspired the switch? And are we going to see this in the LCS in January? What's going on there?
So this event, All Stars, is a fun celebratory event. That's supposed to be about, celebrating the players themselves, yes, the guys who made it here, but League of Legends as a whole and competitive gaming. And in the spirit of that, we felt that, akin to the Invitational, my background in acting and my ability to kind of play a character, ham it up, and commit to it, could be used to our benefit. Now, the purple hair thing is actually a very separate decision. I've always wanted to dye my hair. I don't know if that's like the 13-year-old boy in me who like still wanted to do it, was like, now's your chance. But I let my producers know that I was thinking about dyeing my hair. They said, go for it for All Stars. And then it was actually their idea to add the tuxes on top of it. And then the 1v1 intros were kind of born out of this crazy character that was definitely over the top, WWE inspired, as well as Caster June, because he is a legend. Yeah. And to be perfectly frank, that was one of the greatest moments, was when we came up with the idea of bringing him on stage. I was like giddy with excitement that I got to do a little bit with him.
Yeah. No, that was super exciting to watch from the sidelines. It was awesome to see you both out there on stage. Other than that, thoughts on All Stars? It's definitely a very, very different event from anything that we've seen in the past couple of years.
Yeah, I think we're kind of finally finding what All Stars should feel like as an event. We've seen All Stars at Riot kind of iterate on itself, where it became like just a mid-season invitational for 1 year, and then and so this year I do think that we much more accurately hit the mark of, this is meant to be fun and silly and celebratory. Yeah. Those are kind of the three major things that we want to hit. And every time I bring a player onto the stage, they want to win in the 1v1, but it's not about that necessarily. It's just about like, hey guys, we all love League of Legends. Every person in this audience does. And let's take a moment to like celebrate that, because we do so much serious crap for the other 10 months of the year. That's to your point about me being behind the desk in the NALCS. I'm very much like, I'm the guy who's like, I'm gonna rein you guys back in, everyone play nice and all of that. for us as casters as well, it's kind of our time to let loose and be non-PC, I guess, for a moment or two.
And if Reddit has really enjoyed all of that, the rivalry, we've seen some fantastic threads on that. Either way, let's talk about kind of the final thing here.
Yeah.
We've got a little bit of break before LCS comes back, and then you'll be back in the swing of things there. What does a host or a caster do in between an All-Star and a NALCS kicking back up again?
Oh boy. Well, we have less time this year between the end date and the start date than we have in the past because of this event. The next week or so is going to be dedicated to just housekeeping kind of stuff. So I mean, actually cleaning my house, doing laundry, but then like taking care of any of the stuff I need to do at work here at Riot before I go home for
World's expenses.
World's expenses, that's a long list of expenses. It's just plugging in receipts and photographs and all that junk and then explaining why you spent the money. Yeah. But yeah, all that kind of housekeeping stuff. And then I'll go home for Christmas. I'm just down to San Diego, so it's not too much of a trek for me. And then lastly, before I return to work, I am going to take a small vacation with some friends. We're going up to Tahoe for some skiing and a music festival that's happening up there. So that'll be a lot of fun. But then back in the office, come January, and then it's a couple weeks of pedal to the metal prep for NALCS, trying to sort out all these new rosters and figure out what our storyline's leading in. But hoping to get a little bit of downtime, spend some time outside of LA, and then return and be refreshed and ready to go.
Sounds good, man. Is there anything that you would like to say to any of the fans out there? Any sponsors you need to shout out? Anything like that?
Well, I'd like to thank Riot Games for sponsoring me. I just want to throw it out there. Thank you to everybody who supports me, supports League of Legends and the LCS, competitive gaming worldwide. It's been quite an amazing year for me. This is my first full year in the LCS, and it's just been a really magical experience. So yeah, thank you. That's all I got.
Well, thank you for the interview. I'm sure you have to run back downstairs and hop on stage and yell some people's names. But for everyone else, you can check out the rest of our coverage of all things LCS, All-Stars, and more at GameSpot.com/LOL.